You're talented, driven, and able to change the world with your two thumbs. You're trendsetters, thought leaders, strong learners, and loyal to your cause. You're misunderstood, mishandled, and often invisible. But you're determined to stand up, stand out, and be counted. You're young, powerful, and fluent in today's culture no matter where you live in the world. Yeah, you're young, you're impressive, and you just need caring guidance, a listening ear, and real people who don't try to change you because they think you're not good enough. Welcome to the Young and Impressive program, where we cover pressing, real-life issues for the young and the young at heart. With your hosts and new best friends, you can even call us your uncles, Justin and Dave. And again, welcome to the Young and Impressive program. Are you ready for this?
Yeah. What's up, y'all? My name is L. David Harris. I am your host. And of course, I got my brother from another mother. We are almost exactly the same age, like almost to where we would be twins. That's his name, Justin, but you might call him Just. That's what I've been calling him.
Yeah.
What up, Just?
Yo, it just stuck. I guess Justin was just a little bit too long for people, so Just is what it is.
Yeah. Well, Just is a good word, though.
Yeah. I like it. You know, back in the day when we were looking up our names to see what they mean, you know, we didn't have internet, so we had to find some book.
Oh, a book. We had to use books.
Yeah, you remember them.
Yeah.
You remember them.
Yeah.
You know, and I found out that Justin actually does mean just, you know,
very nice,
upright character.
Oh,
so
boy.
Try to live up to that.
So you got a lot to live up to then.
Oh, man. But, you know, we could talk about King David. You know, we can.
Real talk. Yo, listen, like, so those of y'all like who are like getting to that age where you are thinking about families. I know it may be years off, but you're thinking about it. Like, don't just pick a name out the sky. I was about to give an example, but I don't want to be disrespectful.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that. But take a second and think about it. Like, I'm not saying you got to go Bible style like I did. Like Josiah Adam is my son's name. And of course, his last name is Harris. So Josiah means Yahweh heals. And then Adam is the first dude God created. And then if you do his initials, you got God's name again. Like, you don't have to do all of that. But like, don't name your child Lucifer or nothing. Like, don't do that.
Right.
Like, think about it.
Put a little thought into it. Even if
it's a little bit of thought into it.
Unique or, you know, what sometimes may be termed as ethnic, you know, just put some thought into it. Cool. You know, make it have some meaning. That's all.
Yeah, that's all. So give them something to live up to. Be like, you know what your name is, though? Because people call y'all out your name all the time now, don't they? Yeah. You know they do.
Another episode.
Yeah, that's another episode. So, all right. So let me get some of these preliminaries out of here, man. So thank y'all for joining us. This is our second voyage, right? I'm not going to keep numbering them, but, you know, in the beginning, you just kind of, when it's fresh, you just kind of want to count them up. So this is number 2, and y'all rock with us on number 1. So thank you very much. And hopefully you got a little bit of feel about who we are, where we came from, and hopefully a little bit about why we're doing this. But now we're going to start getting into the nuts and bolts of things. So please direct your web browser to youngandimpressive.com. That's youngandimpressive.com. And there you'll be able to ask your questions, whether by typing in or if you want to ask so that your voice will be on our program. I need you to click that link so that you can leave a voice note on WhatsApp. Remember, don't dial us because ain't nobody going to answer. And don't type in on WhatsApp because definitely not going to answer. That's not what it's for this time. It's for you to leave those voice notes that can be fed into the program. And you can hear your voice. Tell your friends, yo, I was on the radio kind of thing. And hopefully we can do some justice. You like that? Justice. Some justice to the questions. Yeah. I try, man. Yeah. So we talking about something serious today. It's not about us at all today, at all. I think those are over. It's about
one
you.
And done.
One and done, man.
One and done.
And so, yeah, what we talking about today, Just?
Yo, church is whack. I'm just gonna say it. I'm just going to say it. I'm just going to put it out there.
Really?
Yeah, it's 2018. You know, when talking to people in my youth group, that's what I'm hearing. And so, you know, to steal a line from my man, Jalen Rose, we're going to give the people what they want. So We're gonna jump in the deep end, right? We're not walking down the steps. We jumping in the deep end.
Just jumping in.
We just jumping in.
Navy dudes, I tell you, just Navy dudes. Just
we just jump in. Yeah. So, I feel like, and don't get me wrong, this program absolutely will not be a, us going after the church or any church, not
I love
that
the
at
church,
all.
Man.
Yeah.
What?
But it's just, we want to address your concerns and understanding that the feedback I've gotten is that the church does not appeal to this younger generation. So I think it's actually, it makes a lot of sense, Dave, because statistics show that millennials, right, the generation that are starting to have children now, are leaving the church in droves, right?
Okay.
So naturally, the generation after them, which is our children, are looking at them and the fact that they're not coming back and seeing a huge generational gap between our parents who let's just say are at the church, we're at the church.
Mm-hmm.
The 25 and under or 30 and under are not there, and then you got a bunch of teenagers who go because their parents make them go.
All right.
So
it seems like, before y'all click off, if you got some older people eavesdropping and now you're like confused, well, that's because this isn't per se directed to you, but we can all learn something here. The reality is, I think a lot of people, no matter what generation we are, don't understand what the church is. And so when people say church is whack, or it's, whatever negative term in terms of like, it's not keeping me, right? It's because people think that the church is a building.
Mm-hmm.
So what we call a church, the edifice, is the gathering place of what the Bible actually teaches is the church, which are God's people. Anybody who says and really does love God are church. And if you notice, I said church. I didn't say the church, right?
Right.
So we are church, right? Ecclesia or ecclesia. It's the people who are called away from worldliness into a good relationship with God, right? And so there's one common denominator at every building called church, and that's that people are there.
Right.
And if I'm not connected to people, then church is automatically whack to me.
Right.
Right. And so I think there's a re-education thing that has to happen here for all of us to say, like, when I come, like, I've been to your church. I live in another country across the seas now, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when I just live far away from you and not extra far, you invited me to your church.
Right.
Right. And notice what I don't remember. I don't remember what the building looked like.
Yeah.
I don't remember what the benches looked like. I do remember that you had a pastor who spoke a language related to another language I know a little bit about. So I remember that.
Okay.
Right.
Yep.
I remember some of what I heard while I was there, but I remember the people.
Right.
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 And so, if you're a young person who goes to church and the people aren't linking with you, then I can see why church would be whack to you.
Right.
But the thing I need to ask, though, is because I agree that's what happens. I've had to make apologies for people I don't even know because sometimes we disrespect people. We disrespect you because of mistakes that you might make, or we disrespect you because, we think you don't look the way that we would like you to look. Right. But like, look at say you're 17 years old and you're listening to this. Right. And I agree with you already. Right. But look now at the shorty that's about halfway up to your shoulder. Right.
12.
And that child is 8.
Right. 8. Right? Okay. Yeah.
You're 17. Right. We gotta put the gap in there.
Right. The big gap. The big gap.
Yeah. So the little one is 8. You're 17. You're making a transition somewhere else in your life, and the 8-year-old is just here. What contribution do you make to the 8-year-old?
Right.
So that the 8-year-old doesn't think church is whack.
Yeah. Right.
Right. Because we're all responsible for the whackness.
Yeah. And we got to stop the cycle somewhere.
Right? Yeah. So do you, when you see if you're a young man, you're 17, you see the little boy that's 8, do you tell him, get away from me? You may be playing or whatever, but do you come back around and be like, come here, yo, how was your week?
Yeah. Right, because you know
you got a girlfriend, little man. Like he don't, because he's
Right.
8. He's not supposed to. But you got to. Let's talk about it.
Right.
And now you're showing interest, like you would want Justin and I to show interest in you, and we should.
Right.
Yeah.
The idea that you're going to get more out of something you pour into than if you just stand there with your bucket out. You know what I mean? And I don't want to get too churchy per se, but the idea that we hear it in the middle of the service every week. The Lord loves a cheerful giver. The more you give, the more you receive, blah, blah, blah.
True.
That concept to me really is proven when you're giving something other than money. You know what I mean? Because you can call it the laws of the universe. You can call it divine intervention, depending on what your beliefs are. You can call it whatever you want. The result is the same. The more you give, the more you receive. Right. I mean, I know you like to stay fit. I like to stay fit.
Yeah.
The more that I get in the gym and the harder that I work, the more I see the results coming back.
True indeed.
True indeed. And to be honest with you, Dave, there was a time when my kids were small that I never really had a problem with church, people. I mean, when I was younger, I was just like, yo, I'm not going. It's inconvenient, so I'm not going. But, when Age and I got married, we started having children. Plus, we had some from before. We were, trying to find somewhere that's going to be good for the kids. Right. And it was never about whether or not we were going to be fed spiritually at that church. It was whether or not the kids would be taken care of. Right. And then Adrian hit me with this concept of we need to be involved in every program that our kids are involved in. We need to be involved in, right? We can't drop them off and expect them to have a good time. We need to be there doing things, whatever. And so slowly, over time, she became the children's ministry, director. I took youth ministry, had Pathfinders for a while. And what I'm finding is the more that I serve, the more I want to serve. You know what I mean? And what I'm getting back from the young people is more fulfilling than any of the best sermons that I ever heard.
Yeah. So church is the people. Now we understand, right? It's an organism. So if there is something broken, and there is oftentimes, that means that the body, because the church is referencing like a body in the Bible, right? Yeah. So if at some point you decide, young lady, young man, that either the church is so whack that I don't want to go, or the church is so whack that I don't need to be there because they got it all, under control on their own. In both cases, now the body's diseased because it doesn't have you. And true enough, there are things that we may do, some of us may do, that kind of push you away. But here are a couple of things you have to remember. One, church is about relationship with God.
First.
Right? First.
We'll start there.
And then secondarily with people. Let's start with God. So if you wait till the main worship day, right, to show up at the place you call church, to kind of see what's going to happen. And then when the thing that happens, you're bored with it or not interested or whatever, then I can see how that cycle will never end. But what if you knew that church was an organism? And since it's an organism, it's a living thing. And the living thing needs nutrients in order to grow. Then when is the last time you actually prayed to God? And what I don't mean is now I lay me down to sleep.
Right.
I pray the Lord and then you're done. All right. Amen. Goodbye. Mm-hmm. I mean, like, God, I really don't like going to church on a weekly basis because person X makes it difficult for me. They don't listen to me. So God, can you show me, because you said in your word that this is how it was supposed to be. Can you show me how to fit in here? Like, can you show me what I need to do to make a contribution so that somebody else won't feel the same way? Because right now I'm feeling kind of lonely. I don't want anybody else to feel lonely. Right. So that's just one example. Number two, in terms of people, I want you to look two different directions. up and down. So I gave you a little piece of down. But look up now, up to somebody who's a little bit older. And instead of saying, I just got to listen to what they say and I don't really like it, why not go heart to heart, respectfully? And somebody that you have the most respect for, just put it on a scale. You know, I don't want to be all idealistic and say you should respect everybody. You should. But there's some people you may like a little bit more than others. We'll talk about trying to get that equalized another time.
Mm-hmm.
But you see somebody that you kind of like, yo, if I could just live a little bit like that person and go to them and say, listen, you know, I'm not enjoying this situation here at church. Can you help me? Did you hear the difference, Josh? Because what happens, like we did marketing back in the day.
Yeah.
And marketing, like network marketing back in the day, you know, they used to blast you straight in the face and be like, yo, I'm selling you something, right?
Yeah.
But then they started to get wiser and say, if I could blah, 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 would you want me to tell you about it or keep it a secret? Right.
Right. Yeah.
Can you help me? Like, can you help me to, and people are more apt to listen when it's, can you help me?
Mm-hmm.
As opposed to, this is whack. What do you have for me? I'm out of here.
Right.
So can you help me? Because right now I'm having difficulty. Like, I feel like y'all are judging me sometimes, if that's true. After church, I don't want to just go home because I don't have nothing to do there. So what, like, I need help. Look at me. I'm only 15. I'm only 18. I'm only 17. I'm 19. I'm 22. I'm in college and I'm in your town. I live 400 miles away, but I'm here in school.
Right.
I want to have a better relationship with people, and I'm just not feeling it. I heard some dudes on the radio talking about it, and this is what they told me to do. Can you help me? And pray about it while you're doing it.
And
vulnerable.
Yeah, isn't that what, I mean, that's truthfully what they're getting outside of the brick and mortar of the church anyway, right? Society, you know, the way that we have, I'll even use the word progressed because I think it's a progressive movement. The way that we've progressed in society to, you know, self-identification for various reasons or you know, you don't have to be part of a group, but as someone who feels like they're an outcast, you're grouped in with other people who feel disenfranchised like you do. And now you share interests and likes based on the fact that you don't connect with anyone. But inside of the brick and mortar, you know, the physical structure of the church, I think you're absolutely right. I don't know that there has been a movement from our young people upward, right? Just going back to your example, looking to someone who's older than them and saying, yo, can you help me? This is what I'm struggling with.
Yeah.
And I think that, you know, the 4 or 5 of us, you know, that exist in every, you know, in every congregation, we might get it. Right. But if the 4 or 5 of us decide, you know, we're going on vacation, we're not there that week. Now they're in a church of 300 to 400 people and they feel like they're totally alone. There's no connection. So that connection is absolutely paramount. I think it's only appropriate that we flip it on its head and people need to look at them and with sincerity say, what can I do for you?
Okay, right. So if we have some adults eavesdropping on the program,
right,
then definitely we need to own up to the reality that we can do better.
Yeah,
all of us can do better. I know some people that are doing a dope job.
Yep,
you know, but all of us can do better. And the fact is, we're in the hospital, Just.
Yeah,
we're in the hospital. The church is a hospital, and all of us want to get saved from our disease, which is sin sickness, right?
Right. Sin sick. Right. I like that.
So if that's the case, then, you know, I can't look at you as the only one that's doing something terrible, and I can't be the victim all the time. The reality is there's some things that I need to do better. There are things that you need to be doing better. And I'll let you know, man. I've seen where some of the ones that are much younger than us have gone down and helped the ones much younger than them. And that just changed everything.
Right.
Like there's some youth that see the children of the church and just light up like, yo, follow me. Like my son drags this boy around that's 20, 21. My son is 8 and he's always dragging on his arm, and the guy can't ignore him because
Right.
my son is like, no, you're going to pay me some attention. So why
Yeah.
don't you, if you're 21 and you come find me,
Yeah.
I'm in my 40s pushing the 50s spot. Come drag on my arm. Be like, yo, I'm not going nowhere till you help me.
Right.
Like I need to understand, like I'm about to go into the real life situation. I have to pay bills and all that. Look like you got some bills. So when we're not at church, can you help me with that? Like
Right.
help me figure this stuff out.
Right. Right.
Right.
Yeah, I think the you know the practical application of service, you know, we always think of it in terms of, all right, I'm gonna go rake some old lady's lawn, or I'm gonna mow the yard, or you know what I mean. But it's so much more. Like our young people, you guys have to understand that when cats like Dave and I take the time out to do these types of programs for you, it is because we are so committed to trying to help you. Like that's what we want. We just want to help you. And but what we've done is we've decided that we're not going to take on something that we don't know anything about and just tell you what's wrong with you and this, that, and the other. No, we're saying, hey, here's what we've already heard, and we're going to talk about it, and we're going to try to leave you with some nuggets of truth and some encouragement, and hopefully, you know, something sticks, and then you can pay that forward. You know, you find somebody else, like you said, Josiah dragging around the 21-year-old. If you're 15, 16, 17, go find this. This is literally how I would see it, right? Everybody attends a brick and mortar that more than likely has that one dude that has the Benz or the Porsche, or you know what I mean? Like that guy, the wife is a dime. The kids go to private school. Like, man, that dude made it. Yo, go latch on to that dude. You know what I mean? Like go latch on to him.
Yeah. All right. So here's the thing, man. I'm gonna reach across, man. I asked you as a favor a little earlier, but I'm gonna change the context.
Okay.
Like I need you because the reality is we all need each other at church, right? So what I need you for, and I don't ignore people, right? I need you to hit that link, youngandimpressive.com, and with your voice now. I'm telling you specifically in this case, I want your voice, not your thumbs this time. With your voice, leave the voice note. You can say your name or don't say your name. But I need you to say what would make church not be whack. Right. And I need you to be clear because it's something that we need to be able to do, not something we need to be able to talk about. We're like, you know, I would like church to be fun. Well, I don't know what that is. That doesn't mean a thing to me.
Right.
Specifics. So yeah, you know what it is that you really would like for this thing to address in your life. Because really and truly, if somebody can help you not be as stressed out in school, if somebody can help you not feel as much pressure from the opposite sex when you're 17, if somebody can help you not feel weird if you're not drinking with your friends, you know what I'm saying? If somebody can help you to be able to listen to parents who mean well, but sometimes we don't get it just right, then I think things would be better. So I need you to be articulate and say, this is exactly what I'm looking for and I need help with. And this is what I would be willing to stick around with.
Yeah. And I think,
and
too,
let's see what we can talk about.
Yeah. I think too, if you don't have a solution, because I think that's part. So, you know, going back to my military training, one of the things I learned very early on was, you know, the chief was like, if you bring me a problem, you better bring me a solution, because you can't just drop something in my lap and expect me to try to figure it out. Now I understand, you know, this program from, you know, age, you know, 12, 13 to 25, whatever, 35. You may not have the ability to do that because you're just not familiar, or you don't know, maybe your mind just hasn't figured out what the solution is. But I will say, give it some thought, you know, so when you call in, say, Uncle Dave, Uncle Just, church is whack because the music, boom, 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 right?
And
What I think we should do,
yes.
is can we just have one Sabbath where, maybe we have, some drums and, that way we're not turning off everybody every week, but we have that one Sabbath per month that I know I can, you see what I'm saying? Like, come with some sort of solution. Or if you don't know, right? Church is whack because I don't want to be there, but my parents make me go. Boom. Because that's a whole, Dave and I both been there. So we can absolutely address that. But, I believe in calling a spade a spade. Here's my problem. Here's what I think the solution is. Right.
Yeah.
And I've been one to say that the church that's closest to your home may not always be the best church for you. Right. Because a lot of times we tend to go places that's convenient. Now, if that's the case for you and your parents, have that conversation with your parents. Mom, dad, I believe in the Seventh-day Sabbath. I'm baptized. I don't like our church because, and try to have that conversation with them. You can call us, leave the voice message. We could talk about it. Maybe take some of what we're able to shine on you back to them.
Yeah, play the program.
Yeah. Sit down and you guys listen to the program together. It's only 30 minutes, right?
Yeah.
So
I think that's the thing, because I have nothing but love. Like for me, because I understand what church is. Whenever I get upset about what we should be doing better, it's a relationship kind of upset.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a point your finger and I'm up out of here, because I don't believe in that. Like, I don't believe in divorce. Like my wife and I are in this forever, right? We're in it so far 17 years, right? Lord bless us. I don't believe in putting her away because something isn't working right. Because I have a relationship with her.
Mm-hmm.
So a guy asked a question on Facebook. He was like, yo, if your wife cheated on you, would you divorce her, kind of thing? And I was like, so I typed in, I was like, do you mean my actual wife, like Simone wife? Or are you talking about the ethereal or hypothetical chick that you're kind of talking about in cyberspace? Because that woman I'm not associated with.
Right.
So I'm be like, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
But dude, my wife, because I have a good relationship, we've been cool since 91.
Wow.
Right? And married since 17 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So my wife, I'm not putting her away for nothing.
Right.
Because she's a real woman to me. We've built real memories together. We've gone through real issues together and grown in real ways together.
Mm-hmm.
So when church becomes that, everybody marching toward the same place with that reality, then it's less difficult to just say, you know what, it's whack, I'm out of here.
Right. And I think maybe that's why I'll say not even maybe, that's why it's so easy for people to walk away, because in their minds, they're walking away from the brick and mortar. They're not walking away from the people. And I'll tell you, when I think about going back to New York, I get excited about going to Mount. I haven't been to Mount Sinai since probably 1992 or 93, if that. And I joined the Navy in 91.
Mm-hmm.
But anytime I think about Mount Sinai or Linden or Jamaica, Springfield, I get mad excited, because I'm like, yo, the thought of the people that were there, you know what I'm saying? You, JJ, even, obviously, Malik, them, we had Joanne Brown. I mean, the names that are popping in my head,
it's all about relationships.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so hit us on the web, man, and stay focused. We'll holler at y'all
There you
next
have
time.
it, y'all. Being young and impressive is about plotting your own course, but doing so wisely and with a multitude of great counselors. Never allow life to just happen to you. Take the bull by the horns, pray much, and win at school. Win in your career goals. Win in your approach to adversity. Win in your relationships. And most of all, win in your relationship with God. After all, you're young and impressive. So be that. young and impressive in this generation. We're counting on you because we need you. Until next time, peace.